presented by Seat77.com. As always, Dave Dabbah is coming to you live from the Super Plus Seat 77 broadcast studio in the heart of Silicon Valley. Now, Dave Dabbah.
North America, welcome to the Dave Dabbah Big Show. Coming up on today's Big Show, I have what might be considered the worst National Football League free agency signing of all time. And seriously, this is really one of the worst National Football League free agencies of all time, and it involves an ex-Minnesota Viking. Cannot wait to tell you about it. But today we begin with the Madison Square Garden melee that went down last night, as it was Charles Oakley versus most of the security people in the lower bowl at MSG last night. An absolutely fantastic melee breaks out as Charles Oakley is escorted out of Madison Square Garden at the beginning of the game. Oakley, who had been in his seat for just 4 minutes. Apparently, during the first couple minutes of being in his seat, he heckled James Dolan, the owner of the New York Knicks. And apparently he heckled him so bad that Dolan had had enough, and he asked the security guards to come over and escort Mr. Oakley out of the game. An absolutely unbelievable scene breaks out. Now let's set this up for you. About a year ago, Charles Oakley shows up for a Charlotte Hornets basketball game at Madison Square Garden. He gets to his seat, he sits down, he's not bothering anybody. Security comes up and they say, "James does not want you in the building. We just want you to just stay in your seat, but we don't want you walking around." Now this is Charles Oakley. He spent 10 years as a New York Knick. He has blood. He has sweat. He has done all sorts of other things for your team. He's played through injury. He's played through injury for your team. And this is how this organization was treating Charles Oakley. So what is Charles Oakley to do? He's tried to call James Dolan. He's tried to get him on the phone. He's tried to salvage the relationship. It's the 70-year anniversary of the New York Knicks, and the Knicks are celebrating their great players throughout the season. And Charles Oakley is not going to be one of them that is celebrated, especially after last night. That being said, what does Oakley do? He goes, "Okay, I'm going to get a ticket to a game, and it's going to be a nationally televised game. And this ticket is going to be within shouting distance of James Dolan." And that is exactly what happened last night. Absolutely, absolutely fantastic. And then as Oakley is getting escorted out, he starts pushing and shoving, and there's punches thrown, and there's all sorts of stuff. And look, I'm not condoning that kind of behavior. I don't think anybody is. But to be arrested for that, come on, James Dolan. For there to be 3 charges actually filed against Oakley for that, come on. So anyways, as he's being escorted to jail, in walks the president, GM of the New York Knicks. That's right, Phil Jackson makes an appearance. And that's just absolutely unbelievable, because we covered Phil Jackson and how poorly he is doing as a president/GM yesterday on this very show. And we covered all of the reasons why, as a free agent, you would not want to sign with the New York Knicks. Look at how this organization treats its former great players. Just take a look at it. It's just adding to the blotter. It's adding to what we already know about this New York Knicks organization. If you are a diehard New York Knicks fan, let me recommend the Brooklyn Nets to you, because that's about as close to an NBA championship as you're going to get anytime soon. All right, North America, info at seat77.com. I want to hear from you. All right, now I teased this a little bit at the beginning of the show. And I cannot wait, could not believe when I saw this. I thought this was Donald Trump fake news. I put a call out to Kellyanne Conway to see if this was fake news. But this is real news. It's been reported by a wide variety of legitimate news sources. Blair Walsh, the former Minnesota Viking kicker, who missed a 27-yard field goal. He didn't just miss it. He missed it by like half of a football field. It came nowhere. It was so bad that you thought he had some money on the game. That's how bad that kick was that Blair Walsh made against the Seattle Seahawks, which lost the Viking playoff game in 2016. Blair Walsh has been signed by the Seattle Seahawks. That's right, folks. The Seattle Seahawks have decided to actually sign Blair Walsh. Unbelievable. Now, if you saw Blair Walsh play at all this year, because the Vikings were loyal, and you got to give it to them. They were loyal to Blair Walsh, and they gave him a chance, and like halfway through the season, they finally said, enough's enough, and they cut him. And he needed to be cut at that point. Absolutely unbelievable that Seattle would think that he's somehow better than Steven Hauschka. Try saying that a couple times. So apparently the end of the Hauschka era in Seattle is over, and it's going to be replaced by Blair Walsh. A terrible, absolutely horrific NFL free agency signing. Unbelievable. North America, I want to hear from you. Tell us what you think. info@seat77.com. All right, we are available on Facebook, Twitter, the SoundCloud, Spreaker. You should check out the big seat77.com website when you have a chance. The big podcast is also available in vlog form on YouTube, and we are on iTunes, and of course we are on iHeartRadio now as well. The show, if you will, is blowing up, so thank you for all of your support. For the Dave Dabbah Big Show, I am Dave Dabbah, reminding you that not everyone can be a champion, Ron Rivera, but everyone, and I do mean everyone, can act like one can. And good luck, North America, because in this era of Donald Trump being your president, you're going to need it.